Alright, today I'm going to give you guys a detailed look at this Hot Toys figure, and the figure I'm showing you guys is War Machine Mark III from Civil War. And here's the figure and all the accessories that this figure comes with. We have, focus, come on, there we go. We have a bunch of forearm rockets, machine guns. Then here, shoulder rockets, and also another shoulder rocket, and then a battle damage chest piece right there. Then there's the Cheadle Sculpt. There's the faceplate, a bunch of hands. We have these rocket hands, pair of fists, pair of repulsor blast hands, and then he is currently using the articulated hands. And then there's the baton, which lights up, kind of neat. And there's the base, and there's War Machine. Alright, so here's a closer look at War Machine. As of right now, I am not exactly sure which version of War Machine I like the most. Mark 1 is by far the bulkiest, but this one is also quite as bulky. And there's a lot of detailing on this figure. There's a lot of stuff going on. See, arms, chest, even the helmet itself got a lot more lines than before. And also the legs, they are really detailed. And here's a good side view of War Machine. And there's his cannon, his back side. It is fully articulated. Shoulder pad is made out of metal. The arms, not so much, but the legs are, for the most part, all metal, except for the feet. And then the torso-wise, I don't think any of those made out of metal. The arms, other than shoulder pads, I'm not sure. Alright, so it looks like the bicep section is also made out of metal, but everything else is still plastic. Let's get a good look at those legs here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Really nice paint job. See all the little rivets all around. Screws and stuff all painted nicely. And here's the back side of War Machine. Lots to look at. And I'm very surprised how heavy this thing is for the amount of die cast this thing comes with. Not that much, but he feels like he's got a lot more die cast. Maybe it's underneath or hidden, but for the most part, I think he is definitely heavier than Mark II. And Mark 1, since I don't have Mark 1 die cast, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it feels like this thing is by far the heaviest I have felt for a die-cast Iron Man figure, except for Whiplash. That one's a lot heavier, but for regular Iron Man size, I think this is by far the heaviest. Alright, so here I got War Machine with all his weapons showing. We got the shoulder cannon, shoulder rockets, and then here there are two pieces of these things. I'm not sure what these are called, but some sort of rockets on this chest area. And then I switch out the chest plate as well, just so you guys can see the battle damage chest plate. And then the forearm rockets, we have forearm machine guns. There's one up here, and then there's one down underneath. And then the fist, those, I'm not even sure what those are, most likely rockets. And here on the other side, here you can get a good idea what they look like from the side. And yeah, that's about all the weaponry that he comes with. Let's see if we can focus this back. Okay, there we go. Pull it back a little bit. And I pulled his chest section up, and then the also the abdominal section up. And you can see once you lift it up, there's a good amount of gaps in between. So you could arch him back or make him to a crunch, whatever you feel like it. And you can see he could look up. The torso could actually bend back about that much. Quite a lot. And here's how far forward you can bend. And he could lower his legs as well. There's about 4 clicks you can lower this leg down to. And it is on a ball joint. And you can see these flaps can open up, give him a lot of range over here. And as far as the hips, you can see he could almost bend about 90 degrees. And then knees, you could definitely bend way more than 90 degrees right here with the double jointed knees. And then the ankles are on a ball joint, so every which way you want. And then there's also toes articulation. And here you can see his elbow could bend about 90 degrees, but there's also another feature they added. Tugged underneath the bicep section, he could actually pull his arm out a little bit more to give him a little more range of motion. And right here you can see I pulled that section out a little bit more, so now he has a giant gap there, so he could bend his arm way more than 90 degrees. And about that much more. And as for the shoulder bicep, there's a swivel joint, and then in here the arm has a ball joint, and then the shoulder pad has a hinge joint attached to the shoulder section, and then there's another ball joint underneath. When you're rotating the arms, I would pull the shoulder pad outward first, just so it's not hitting anything. And then once you get the arm to the right position, you could always slide the shoulder back over to hide that this little ball hinge joint here. And this is the Don Cheadle head sculpt helmet. You can see once you have it all closed up, it looks just like a regular War Machine head right here, except you can see a little tiny gap in the mouth section. And here's a good look at the Don Cheadle head sculpt. I think this one's a lot better than the first 2 versions they made. It's definitely the best one, best looking one. And a lot of people complain about the exposed magnets. I'm okay with it. Here you can see on the top of his forehead, you can see there are 2 silver pieces sticking out. But most likely you're gonna have the helmet on, the face mask on as well, so it's gonna hide that section no matter what, so you're not really gonna see it. Granted that at the end of there's a scene where he was down and then the mask was completely off, and you can see Tony Stark lifting him a little bit. The mask was totally off, and if you want to recreate that, then you'll definitely see those silver bits on top of his forehead here. And here's what you're gonna see if you have the mask completely off. But I'm fine with that. Not that big of a deal to me. Alright, and here's War Machine with lights on. You can see the eyes are red, and then the chest supposedly also red, but with the camera it's not picking up the red that much. You can see kind of a little bit surrounding it, same with the eyes. And then here's the baton, it also lights up. And one thing I wish this figure comes with a gripping hand to grip this baton with, because it is something that he uses in the film. So it would have been nice if he came with a gripping hand for the baton. Now overall, this is a really impressive figure. I am very happy to have this in my collection, but is this thing worth $360? I would say Not really, but I mean, if you're a fan, you've been buying Hot Toys, then you could justify it by purchasing this at that price range because it is diecast, but not a whole lot of diecast. But I don't know why this thing's so heavy though. And yeah, so there's the War Machine Mark III from Hot Toys. Thanks for watching.